Dear colleagues and the conference participants, the present paper deals with the problem of efficient combination of traditional and multimedia technologies in foreign language learning under pandemic. The situation of urgent need to find ways for simulating native language speaking environment in Ukraine, especially that of English, required innovative technologies that would make a breakthrough. Multimedia technologies became such a tool that paved the way for solving the problem, and even more so under pandemic. The aim of the present paper is solving the problem of blending these traditional and innovative technologies in the classroom and beyond, both in remote and organized classroom learning. Blending calls for the solution of still other problems, new kinds of planning and organization together with the new challenges under pandemic. The use of information technologies in teaching foreign languages has been around for decades. However, it was mainly restricted to individual students or teachers' work or occasional show of video films. The innovative approach of the methods in question lies in systemic, planned, and regular work with plasma screens and personal devices in a classroom under teacher's guidance. The approach became only possible with modern classroom equipment of digital TVs and projectors and the magic flash drives that actually bring the whole world of the internet into the classroom. It was obvious, though, that new methods had to be thoughtfully combined with the traditional techniques aimed at the best possible students' performance. The research of the two departments under consideration focused on proving the more tangible efficiency of using multimedia for speaking and audition training in teaching foreign languages. The new approach requires a serious shift from teacher-centered towards student-centered work in contrast to the previous teacher dominance in the classroom. The students' individual work had to be expanded to independent internet search prior to the classroom activities to be combined with the presenter's individual performance in class, plus peer-to-peer organization of the group discussion. In this way, the students' share of the work done expands threefold. In addition, the teacher's control and guidance has to follow each phase, creating a much closer bond between them. The same holds true about bring your own device approach. Both P2P and BYOD systems have become a big part in a new Remodel partnership teacher-student. The benefits of blending the methods under discussion were evident from the student surveys and the results of academic performance. Students in charge of individual projects had to go through multiple stages of mastering the subject, and in this way achieve multiple repetition so desired in simulating native speaking environment. Playing video pieces in class facilitated building up their speaking and audition skills. Students feel more responsible and interested in their study. Under the pandemic, the same multimedia technologies are used in the virtual classroom, which is the computer display. Nonetheless, the teacher has to be more careful to the weaker groups where students feel uncertain with the new vocabulary since they lack the board and chalk support of the regular classroom they normally have in the presentation phase. These weak groups needed different planning on account of having problems with recognizing the newly introduced vocabulary. And this is exactly the moment the mobile applications come handy both for the student and for the teacher. The benefits of using multimedia were studied through the student surveys and interviewing and can briefly comprise the easy access to simulated native speaking environment, building audition and oral communication skills, and training public speaking. As for the teachers' benefits, they also include enhancing students' sense of responsibility and acceleration of their language acquisition through visual perception. Under the current pandemic and long-lasting online learning, a combination of both online and offline modes allows to eliminate negative personal and health effects of the online learning while maintaining all its benefits. The creation of a BYOD catalog is the result of a project organized by the Goethe Institute, Germany, in which the teachers from the National Technical University, Kharkiv Polytechnic Institute, and Vasyl Karazin National University, Kharkiv, took part. The most effective tools are: Padlet is a digital tool that represents a multimodal notice board for teachers and students in class and beyond. This virtual wall is able to feature images, links, videos, and documents, all collated on a wall that can be made public or private. The most significant benefits of using Padlet in all three modes under pandemic are as follows. With the help of ThingLink, the participants of the education process can create their own interactive projects, combining all the types of media: images, video, audio, text. This approach corresponds to the principles of project-based learning, inquiry-based learning, and problem-based learning, which are part of constructivist approaches to education that develop the learner's skill for research, problem-solving, and collaboration. The most significant benefit of using ThingLink in all three modes under pandemic are as follows. An example of project implementation of ThingLink: the students translated a video dedicated to the 175th anniversary of the outstanding biologist Nobel laureate Ilya Mechnikov into German. The video will be broadcast during unveiling a monument to Mechnikov on the German island Helgoland. Further, audio or textual technical translations narrated by the students are planned in the framework of this project. A number of BYOD tools provide strictly distinguished online and offline phases aimed at students and teachers respectively. The most popular are Quizlet, quizzes, and learning apps. At the beginning of the winter semester 2019-2020, a number of academic groups of bachelor's and master's degrees of the two aforementioned departments were included in an experiment. The focus group in the study was made of 178 undergraduate and graduate students from the two universities. The study was carried out according to three criteria. Criterion 1, the quality academic performance of the control groups at the beginning of the experiment, September 2019, and at the end, December 2020. Quality academic performance is understood as the fulfillment of the curriculum with the marks good and very good on the results of program tests. At the beginning of the experiment, this figure was 41.5% for the focus group, whereas at the end, it increased by 15.2%. Criterion 2, an important indicator of the quality of education is students' interest in the object, material, and forms of education. The only objective criterion of interest available for measurement is students' attendance. Under the pandemic, considering the three-semester dynamics, it increased by 20.2%. Criterion 3. This is the only criterion for which data were obtained from direct anonymous student survey via Google Forms mailing list. The question for the focus group was formulated as follows. How confident do you feel in handling digital tools, Padlet, quizzes, etc. during foreign language classes? It was proposed to assess the level of their comfort on a scale from 0 to 10, where 0 is completely uncertain and 10 is completely confident. The average data in percentage revealed that the student's media competence, as the criterion was called, has increased dramatically from 22.4% to 84.8%. Thus, the difference between the original and the final indicators demonstrates that in forced circumstances of a pandemic, with the overall online learning, can also have a positive effect on the motivation of students to master new media technologies. As a result of the joint project of the two universities, it turned out that the role of using all the digital tools mentioned above is especially important in blended learning. They provide all the advantages of digital media, multimodal format, and allow students to feel comfortable with their own devices. The results of a statistics-based experiment show that 2 objective criteria and 1 subjective criterion of learning under pandemic demonstrate a substantial increase in comparison with the before pandemic state. Nonetheless, the applied methods do not exclude the live interaction of students between themselves and the teacher, as well as assistance and guidance from the latter in the classroom. Thank you for your attention.